we saw what Evo's, what Ingod, if I'm not mistaken, was able to do in that 1 versus 2. Is there any players coming up in this next 2 matches that we're going to be keeping a close eye on, Conchita?
I do think that Joanna's still going to kill it. I mean, Buriram has 2 person that I'm keeping an eye out for is Joanna and Moshi, because let's not forget that 6 elimination points he got in just 1 game. So yeah, I'm definitely not gonna go easy on them. The other team should be gunning for Buriram United Esports right now if they don't want to lose those points.
And one personality of Buriram United that we know of is they want to steal away the MVP from each other. So Jonah is already in there, Moshi already show up. So I won't be surprised if the combination of the Russian support, Wasana and Get High, will be grabbing the next one.
And I mean, we've seen a massive improvement from them, even from EWC in 2025 as well. Like, this team obviously have, you know, won their World Series, and now you not only do they want an MVP, okay, who doesn't want that, but now if they can win that World Series and then EWC 26, imagine that trophy wall, guys, goddamn.
We're not asking for much. We're just asking for just win everything for the year. Why not? Talking about all these players, one player that I would like to see him being able to show up here at this stage as well, that maybe he hasn't been able to in the first 2 matches, and we know he performed really well in that group stage, is none other than Yago for Lost. Lost, we expected them coming in hot with what they were able to do in that group stage, but at the moment, they're just not putting themselves in that kind of position, and going with another Brazilian team, and I think we have to mention him too, Neptune, is MT7. I feel like we need to see some of those pop-up performances that we're seeing out of the other players.
Now that you mentioned the both players right now, so I know it's not news to everyone that Yago as well as MT7 has been rivals for a very long time. There's also a little bit of a replacement happening, and you know how it is in Brazil. They go in for those battles. So I really love to see them face off against each other, but that means that they have to go 1v1.
Well, let's see if maybe we'll end up.
My name's AJ. I'm the Mustache down here with the one and only Husky, your OG duo of Free Fire, right back on the desk. And man, are the games hot today. Buriram absolutely streaking hot in game number 1, but game 2, Husky, they fizzled out.
Yeah, they did fizzle out, and it was something that, you know, was in the making for almost more than a year.
Yeah.
This is one of the teams that people want them to fill up that cabinet, the final piece of the puzzle with the EWC trophy. But last year, they didn't even hit the threshold to win EWC in Riyadh. And right now, they are a third of the way there. They are more than 30 points towards the threshold of 90. I think a couple more good rounds, give it 2 or 3, BRU, they are going to be in a prime position to take it all back.
It looks like we are ready for our game already. And Shrines do get a hot drop, because we know EWOS as well as MIBR Lost usually do drop by here, but thankfully they will choose the foundation instead. And MIBR Lost will not be disturbed for the time being. They cannot take that for granted, because a potential rotation from EWOS, as they like sticking towards the outer regions of this map before hopping on towards Refinery. And Refinery, on the other hand, is conquered as usual by the kings of Refinery themselves, RRQ.
My attention is going to be on MT Sexy, that is now brought in by MIBR Law, so General not going to be playing this game. A second thing is also the rotation of BRU. We know that they love to go to command post, and command post is now preoccupied by Lion instead. BRU up against TAG once more.
Will the Indian squad wake up here in game number 3? At Kalahari, it's usually the Thai teams that have found dominance thus far here at Free Fire and EWC26. Get high down, Wasana down, and it looks like India just needed Mustacho back on the desk, as Team Apex Gaming absolutely shut down their plays, leaving one final survivor. Can they hunt down the final one? Moshi, the super sniper of Thailand, scurrying away as quickly as possible. No more on his side, no stealth bites, and Team Apex Gaming just need one more, and they get it, and the 3-time world champs out of Kalahari, all thanks to them.
Yeah, Wasana with his hands on his head, because that was an absolute disaster for BRU. RRQ come to life, they find EVOS at Foundation, but EVOS should be out of this. They have 2 more members left. The UAV does ping out Ray. He does have the hook gun in his face, but not much cover to work with, so this should be the third confirmation for the Kings of Kings. But at least, unlike BRU, EVOS, they have a second win in this game.
A little bit of a civil war here between RRQ and EVOS. But the team Apex Gaming, who were literally at the very bottom of the leaderboard when we started, can they continue to rise up to the top? They have no idea who they took down. So I don't know if or not it's going to be a huge confidence boost for them. But as long as they can maintain this momentum after winning out that initial gunfight. Loud up against Falcons. On the other hand, Nix with the backstab. And you've got Waka from the front with a VSK. They got that done absolutely well. And now they're going in for the chase. Karoro's going to be stuck all alone here. Icewave's not going to find the tag on him just yet. But Trap cutting down the distance here. Max 7 in hand. Karoro's about to be popped. And he puts him down on the ground. Beautiful play so far from the Brazilian squad.
Now, no out of that for Karoro. Trap did say during the interview with Caro that they are feeling really good after the first booyah. And they have been local champions multiple times. And one of the things that is missing is this EWC trophy and the World Series finale.
Oh,
but
yeah.
at least for now, RRQ, also a team that only finishes second. They're definitely looking to break that curse here on Paris stage. A bite around the corner. That's going to be Joker down RRQ with their 6 point.
Yeah, easy takedown there. Lion left their player all alone outside just for a little bit of a distraction. And this was that replay, a phenomenal performance from Shoto. And he just shut down the hopes of Buriram in the second game after, once again, a fiery start for your three-time world champions who have never gotten the first spot here at the Esports World Cup. They get taken out of the lobby prematurely. EVOS on the other hand, Lion after Lion, they'll hunt down. We just saw RRQ find one earlier. Either way, Lion's not doing
One
well.
out there. Yago with sliver off held and
Can see the shots from the back. Man does not have the Morse at this point of time. They're going to be regretting bringing that Skylar in. But it is what it is. SHUL on the other hand, bumping into yet another Brazilian squad out there. Yago with sliver off held and Nameless AGAL from afar, cutting down the distance, slowly catching up with them. And perhaps this third party can allow SHUL to pull in a couple of revives.
Let's see if Bunny can make that rescue mission happen. MT7 could get pushed right now by Twisted Minds. Bob wants to provide long-range support, but he's getting pinned down as well. Twisted Minds with the pieces in place, getting knocked down from afar is Bob delivering on the platter. Twisted Minds stopped in their tracks.
Yeah, you sit on my shoulder, buddy. I'll pick you right up. Diamond brought right back in here by the Bass, and Bob's caught out. Diamond, beautiful play off the top of the 10. M24 in hand, but Exposi looking for the vending machine, and Butch is in. Will be able to take him away. The guard of the vending machine failed on his mission, and Twisted Minds don't get to take the squad out of the equation just yet.
A big clutch there from Butcherson. But earlier on, when we saw BRU get wiped out, it freed up command post, so Team Apex Gaming now have full control of the southern side of the map. Lion not in a good spot as EVOS catches up to RRQ. Again, the rematch. The young gun of RRQ is the one that gets the drop, but EVOS prevails. And they lock in their 5th point. Now around the corner is going to be a troll that is isolated. Ray finds that finisher.
Yeah, you can't roll the one and only EVOS. 6 eliminations in hand already. Unfortunate for SHUL. They were all spread out on the battlefield. MIBR lost on the other hand, bumping into Falcons yet again. This one just does not. And empty sexy down on the ground. Round A7 on a high ground here, has got the Winchester in hand. Pina in shooting distance in the crosshairs of Raone, but he does not get the job done. He has to be pushed off here. It's on fire. Catches up with him, and from up top the SVD straight to the head. Raone was looking for the vending machine but prevented. And Yago's going to turn tails here, trying to get out of there as quickly as possible. But the hit list has been bought. And MIBR with their final player, although they have the stealth bites, they're not going to be able to get away from this Falcons. They know exactly where he is. And this is going to be the end for MIBR here in this lobby.
Yeah, the Red Tide Rhythm, just to confirm the elimination, Yago can hide all he wants, but there's no escaping the talents of the Falcons. MIBLOs removed in 9th place. And that puts Loud and Twisted Minds in a comfortable spot. Both teams who have had a booyah so far now leading the pack just because BRU is not in it.
On the next update, we're going to see Mor's capability of even avoiding the hit list. That was unfortunate, man. We tried to stay hidden, but got exposed in a totally different way. Brilliant play, brilliant strategy out of Falcons. And now, Twisted Minds.
मेरा माइक भी नहीं चल रहा अभी बराबर बहुत दुख है भाई मैं पीसी में पहला लाइव देखने के लिए मैं एनालिसिस खोलता हूँ पीसी लैग करने लग जाता है
to take on Twisted Minds as well as the utilities, but the Bass with the advantage. M590 oh needs another one, almost messed that up, but MT7 the sniper just could not take a
ऐसे 12 अपनी दोनों इंडियन टीम नीचे है इस बार फिर भी एपेक्स गेमिंग ने 5 किल तो मारे भाई ऐसे 12 लास्ट में है सर ऐसे 12 ने रिवाइव दे दिया सबको
for MT7 to come back into the lobby. Looks like surprisingly very spread out as a team on the southern side of the map.
If you look at this map,
आज का दिन नहीं लग रहा अपना लगता है बहुत खराब जा रहा है
All of them have one booyah each on this Kalahari map. With Buriram out of the equation already, perhaps Falcons and AGAL will be the biggest threats later.
Most revival SC12
themselves on this Kalahari map as well in their run here at EWC26. But as far as those points are concerned, they didn't really rake in a lot of eliminations. In fact, Fluxo hasn't really
गाइस अपने एपेक्स गेमिंग के और SC12 के पूर्व स्टैक है मतलब कोई अभी तक मरा नहीं फिर सारे बंदे अलाइव है एपेक्स गेम 5 किल के साथ है और SC12 ने खाली एक ही किल किया ओके SC12 की फाइट चल रही है इतना क्यों भाग रहा था वो नहीं चेस करके मारा भाई SC12 का वापस गोल भी मर गया
not really to disable any of his defenses, but just to cut the distance down and exposing, finding Jack as well, and now SHUL left with one final survivor. Can India find a way to get back into this matchup through this squad? And Team Apex Gaming, on the other hand, started off really hot up against Buriram, but they've been silent so far. AGAL finding the Brazilians. Loud, and a grenade M79 up into the top floor. Trap will be pushed down by the M590, and that starts off a big one, and that's a massive advantage, because that's the player that had the M79 on the side of the Brazilian squad. Cypher traded out, deal with the shot from afar with the M82B, and they dismantle Loud with that play.
Perfect execution from AGAL. I think there was a bit of a miscom there from Loud, who tried to run down the stairs, and Trap absolutely caught out. Not really sure what the plan was, but Cypher with the great execution on the Valiant Dash sealed the deal there.
I think the play there was supposed to be the M79 to be sent down to that lower ground, and then of course those grenades to take out the players from the front lines. But unfortunately, before he could get into position, he just got shot out of this spot with the M590. Beautiful play out of Cypher there in that moment. But now Twisted Minds up against EVOS. Both these teams know each other very well from the Southeast Asian region. And it is EVOS right now leading with the eliminations as well as the utilities. Twisted Minds not too far behind them. But you look at the long reposition, that's probably, I think, Exposi trying to get into spot to see if he can flank around. AGAL watching this battle from afar as well. If Dew finds Aim God, this is going to be deadly.
Yeah, we can say the same for if Russia gets a clear shot. Diamond's already tagged out. You have Fluxo on the high ground too, so Twisted Minds not really comfortable staying out in the open at Foundation. They need to find some cover here, but with Evo's pushing in, they gotta pick a poison.
Yeah, you gotta pick a poison, man, either way. I think there's a fair chance you do not find the antidote for either one of them. More stealth fights used by Russia. He gets a easy flank around the left-hand side to find the circle first before the rest of his brothers. And the rest of the frontliners on the side of EWOS will be holding Twisted Minds back. And Rasia, right after he gets into spot, he gets shot in the back by the player from the side of Fluxo, most probably MT7. EWOS calls for the Bolt Maker. Lightning zone now. Twisted Minds cannot step out into the open. Aim God with one misplay that does not manage to get the first knockdown in the Valiant dash. Almost saving him, but it was that A124 thrill of battle that gave them the bravery to step into the battle. But Twisted Minds turning the situation around for themselves.
Yeah, and Russia needs to build his team out right now.
Oh, what
Finds
a
a
nade.
nade and a snipe. Russia going above and beyond and putting EVOS on his back.
One more.
Exposing the bars, remainders of Twisted Minds.
One
Russia
more.
again, the Wonder Kid with the delivery system. Can he complete the cycle here as the bars desperately bringing his teammates back with the revive? But Russia has done more than enough. It's his turn to maybe get his teammates back into the game. The bars over the glue wall. The bars comes out on top.
Oh, shot
That's
mark.
beautiful. Gets the insurance policy first on that revive, bringing Diamond back into play and then going for the shutdown. But their chances of surviving this lobby and getting a booyah is absolutely slim. The Bass is going to probably get taken out of the equation here outside the circle, tanking a lot of damage. Apex on the other hand, right beside SHUL, who have had a full squad recovery, looking for the next zone. Can he stay a ninja? Nah, they've spotted him already and Apex is going to get tagged up. Probably this is the end for EWOS here.
Yeah, it's either them or it's either SAUL, AJL that takes that away. Just a free point sitting out in the open. If you are the Indian team, you definitely wouldn't want that point as you are sitting at the bottom. As we lose Twisted Minds on screen 2, Apex is just trying to... I mean, he did gain an extra placement point for himself before Duel finally collects that. So we are going to go down to just 6 more teams.
AGAL as well as Fluxo, the only 2 other teams that have managed to secure a booyah on Kalahari from this EWC stage. Can they take it all the way? Lion has been fairly quiet after a few mishaps at the very start. Haven't secured a single elimination for themselves. Fluxo, on the other hand, tanking a lot of damage outside the circle. Spots out SHUL on that rotation. Jack's getting tagged up by Barros. AGAL like shooting fish in a barrel. And Fluxo wants to steal that away. MT7 knocks down Troll. He makes sure he gets the confirmation as well. AGAL getting those shots in, making sure they scare the players on the side of Fluxo back. And they're trying to keep Buddy Pinson in.
Yeah, this is a good game for Fluxo and AJL to pull ahead of the curve because some of the Apex players are already out.
One more.
Cypher, can he get the snipe in? It's Steal again, of course. Never doubt this guy. Bunny is also pinned down behind that glue wall, and it's only a matter of time before AJL finds him. Lion now will join that fight, and maybe that's the distraction that will bail Fluxo out of the situation as they fight against TAG.
Yeah, brilliant recovery by Fluxo here, instantly jumping out of that monster truck, getting the pickup with the glue walls, and they take Bunny out of the equation as well. Unfortunately, the circle actually claimed that point off of them. As SHUL Esports makes the exit from the lobby, we now have the top 3. And 2 out of the 3 teams are definitely geared up for the booyah here. Falcons, just the one team that strayed on in. Can they make it out of here? I totally forgot that they were still alive and kicking. All 3 of these teams have already performed at Kalahari, and they're looking to pull off their second booyah. Which one will be able to secure that for themselves? Cypher bringing the whole squad of AGL together with him, backing him up as he cuts the distance down between their squad as well as Fluxo, but they realize right under the bridge, Fluxo will be dangerous. And they take a quick U-turn, but they'll have to deal with Falcons here. And they're going to hope and pray that it is Fluxo that finds Falcons first. Jump pad getting them in, but that's a bad move. First one gets snuffed out of the air. Pina with a double on fire, finds Nameless. And AGL too early.
This is good for Fluxo. Carollo made his rotation too late and went down to the blue. Pina did take down Dew, but now Fluxo completely freed out and might get an advantageous fight against Falcons. Pina needs some help, but the blue zone is pushing them straight into the heat of Fluxo, who are coming at them with full force. Dew exposed and Limit with the first one to even the odds out. Fluxo forward, pushes in with the dash in. Pina covering himself and pushes in. Now needs assistance. Gets knocked down, finds the trade again. It's Limit trying to hold Falcons together, but he falls in the hands of MT7. Pina brought back up, pops in front of him, on fire, providing help. Falcons side by side. As Fluxo looks to turn the corner, the pre-fire comes through. Pina rushes in. MT7 holds his own. MT7 delivers on fire with the trade. captain of Fluxo. Let's do it. On fire.
Falcon का भी हो गया.
On fire. And Falcons get their booyah.
Yes, second booyah at Kalahari. The fifth time they make their run here on this map, and they're truly dominant. But a well-played game for all three teams that squeeze themselves towards that final circle. A brilliant play by Falcons. They got locked down by the thrill of battle off of that A124 initially, but it was Pina and his M590 perfection. Well-timed glue wall, circled around it. Could not use his active skill, but it didn't matter. He went in for the pop, an instant pickup to maintain the numbers advantage, and the distraction with the extra player on the side of Falcons more than enough to allow On Fire to pop off towards the very end. A brilliantly executed final circle for Falcons.
This is something that Falcons is very good at. You put them at a disadvantage, they will somehow even the odds out and then tip the scales in their favor.
And you see the prioritization of the Diva there as well, and that's exactly what got them that instant pickup in such a dire situation. Without the focus on Diva, I think they would have been wiped out already, and that's exactly what makes these passive skills so important at a level like this, Husky.
Absolutely, and because of that, Falcons get themselves 28 points from Kalahari, but Fluxo and AJL, they're not too far behind, right? 21 for Fluxo, 19 for AJL. These are the teams that actually needed these points the most, with BRU and Loud Snickers out of the equation early on, and now we should start seeing a bit of a separation from the top 6 and the bottom 6, because it's starting to look like it's a top-heavy game.
A great recovery for Team Apex Gaming as well. India had a phenomenal run yesterday. First 2 matches, not really on their side. This is the game they wake up on, but SHUL still lagging behind a tad bit, but at the very least, not at the very bottom of this leaderboard for Kalahari. But on the overall leaderboard, I'm fairly sure they're still at the bottom. They need to do a lot, and they have to hope and pray that this day does not end quick, because you very well know that it could just happen. Now Team Falcons, after that game, I'm very sure they're somewhere around the 50-point region. And if they give us exactly what they gave at the grand finals, the very first match was a 40-point bomber, they might just activate the champion rush condition or the match point in this very next game.
You're right, AJ. I mean, they still hold the world record for most points in a single game.
Amen,
if they deliver that, it is going to be, you know, another one of those examples where Falcons prove that they are the superior team. And can you imagine being a 2-time champion at EWC? They already have the 2 stars as the club champion, so why not make that run it back?
Yeah, absolutely, man. 2 teams out here on that stage capable of becoming the 2-time world champions for Free Fire at the Esports World Cup. You've got EWOS, you've got Falcons, but are they going to be upset by the squads out there today? Because if you look at the overall leaderboard, based on the performance that we saw off of Kalahari earlier, it's currently going to be stacked with the Thai teams at the top.
Absolutely. And the one thing that I was worried about coming into this grand finals, even after yesterday, was if these Thai teams are going to go aggressive, and so far they have been. So let's see if they can keep that Thai freight train going. We'll be right back with more action.
The human body was built to move, not trapped at a desk in one singular posture for 12 hours a day. It's time your chair evolved. This is Secret Lab Titan Evo. Ergonomically engineered for you. Game
Back to our station. I'm Yoso, and right next to me is Lucifer. Wow, okay, so before we start everything, I must talk about India teams. Alright, so I think that stepping into the finals, they are a little bit struggling, but look at TAG at the first beginning of the game 3. Clear all Woodham United Esports? What are you going to say about that, Lucifer?
They needed that initial start. get an idea about the stage itself, because grand finals, come on, it's not that easy. But they have done it. They took down Buriram and almost fully taking down EVOS as well. So brilliant stuff coming in from their end, but also have to add on to Loud's consistency coming through. This time AJL might have troubled them, but you can see Loud for Brazil, they're also moving in that direction. And I really like how these teams, on one end India, on the other end Brazil, everybody's trying to take this trophy away from Southeast Asia.
Exactly. Okay, so we have Brazil teams here, Loud and Fluxo. They are doing pretty great, right? But what is wrong with Lost? I just keep questioning myself during the 3 games past. Like, what is really wrong with them? Like, I don't really know what is happening to Lost. Like, have you got any idea?
I think right as now it's Loud as well as Fluxo. They're the ones who are picking up, and MIB are lost. Unfortunate, they're coming in the mix of that battle and they're unable to pull it off. Hopefully they do something different that works in their favor, but one team that did in their favor to get back what they did in EWC24 is Falcons, that they want to be a 2-time EWC champion.
Great, but what about EVOS? Because they are getting a little slower than during the 3 games away. But I'm really impressed with the final play. We have our last circle, AJAL, Fluxo, and also Team Falcons. And Falcon Pina is definitely on fire. He's played really nice, even in the last circle. Control the game's really nice. We cannot talk about on fire. But he's getting fire his back, and I'm really proud of my little boy here.
Falcons indeed are getting their fire back in, because they know that they need this trophy once again. They need to become the 2-time. It's not seen yet here. And if they do it at Esports World Cup 2026 Paris, they will be elated. They will have their key right here. That's the reason we're standing right next to the game trophy, along with 3 keys that they could maybe crush and take it home. But again, the reason I say maybe is this is Falcons getting their very first booyah, the second in the overall tournament. So there's a lot that they have to do yet.
Yes, and I'm looking forward more to see our teams, because this is unlimited games, right? Reach more to 90 points. Okay, so let's back to our studio, shall we?
Thank you very much, Lucifer and Yunso. We are about to hop into game number 4, and it is Bermuda time, back to the origins of Free Fire. And you're right, so far some of these front runners from Thailand and Brazil have been hitting it hard. MIBR lost, nowhere to be found, but hopefully they are going to start showing up, because we don't want to end by game 5 or 6 AJ. We want to double that. We want to go game 12 to make use of the unlimited games available in this grand finals. So let's see if some of the bottom dwellers can deliver us a surprise on Bermuda.
I've got my eyes on 2 teams, Loud from Brazil and Team Apex Gaming from India. Like I said, man, they needed the big mustache on the desk so that India can get a little bit more excited. Let's see if or not they take this one all the way. They haven't had a booyah on Bermuda just yet, but I'm hoping this is the first one for TAG Fluxo. In a little bit of a danger zone here. I'm talking about TAG. And they're making me a tad bit nervous. Do you drop at Fortunon? It might just happen. TAG, you better win this one out.
This is quite the shift, because usually Fluxo prefers to go straight for Mars Electric.
I know, right?
So this either intentional by Fluxo or TAG have something that we don't know. Thankfully, they're not directly on top of each other, so there's some real estate they can both share in the vicinity. But TAG, they've already lost Woven, Shoto and Sahil Jat, not really too healthy. Shoto in the front, but MT7 coming out on top. And Fluxo again off to a good start.
A very callous push there in that situation. Shoto's down, Butch is in as well as Jiu. Shot from afar. Didn't really get to see exactly who was that taking the shots up against them, but it doesn't matter. Katie God's on the way out of this sticky situation. And like a cowboy, he's riding away. No sunset, so I guess it doesn't matter.
In this context, luckily there's no sunset.
Nuh-uh.
There will be an early exit for TAG.
Hey, don't say that. I was waiting for them to come back.
Same, man. I was hoping the same as well, right? And again, that's the concern that I did brought up, because I was expecting that, you know, the Thai teams, the experienced one, especially those that qualified directly into the grand finals and didn't have to play yesterday, they're going to come in hot, looking for eliminations to get that big lead. And that's exactly what happened in game 1. You know, BRU did that, Twisted Minds did it in game 2, Lao scored a booyah. So for the teams from India, this is probably the biggest pressure that they've ever faced. And under all these aggressions from the teams and how fast the lobby has been going, it is going to take a while for them to get used to it, and it better come fast.
Yeah, looking at what Fluxo did here, they're definitely going in for the hunt onto Team Apex Gaming. They managed to take down Katie God, But that's not going to give them an extra advantage because the revival was already completed. The squad is on the way back in. So very intentional play executed to perfection there by the Brazilian Giants. Fluxo getting 4 points off of TAG at the very get-go. Buriram on the other hand, just 1 point claim so far. They send the UAV out. Can they find more?
Well, TAG got lucky for just a little bit because they actually went to peak, and that's why Buriram usually spends a bit more time hanging around. But because Buriram moved to Bimasakti strip, TAG actually gets a second chance in this lobby.
Oh yeah.
Not so lucky, not so sure about Los though, because they're about to run into BRU. Lion beelining towards where the boss is, and that could be some info the Twisted Minds can use, but I don't think they want to fight right now. They want to get those revives.
Lion versus one player from the side of Twisted Minds. Bass is going to get caught in a tight little spot here. Joker with the M24 flanking around the right hand side. Della pushing on forth. Spots out Bass. Joker gets the first shot in. Bass pulls up a good glue wall. He's going to be able to block the shots from Della. Grenade's not going to find him just yet. Bass has got the Trogon in hand. But Joker will RGS him out of the equation. And Troll from up top. SHUL trying to interfere in the situation, but the time turner is going to allow the Lions to pick their buddy up and find that recovery as well. An extra glue wall inside the time turner just in case they break it down. But just no aggression from the side of SHUL just yet with those shots. Limit is going to get tagged up here as well. And it is a battle that I did not expect to see the Thai Giants join. And this is now turning into a three-way fight. And SHUL might be able to get away as Lions now start shooting down the Falcons.
Yeah, SHUL is the team that has info on both Falcons and Lion, and that's why they instantly backed off and leave Lion to be the Falcon problem instead of themselves. Limit just got picked back up, so Falcons didn't really have much time to pick themselves into shape. But there's still a trade between Lion and Falcons. Guerrero finding Games King. That is the back broken on the Lion side. They no longer have the anchor, and Lion will be forced to split up.
Brilliant play, brilliant counter by Falcons. Although they were in a tight little spot there, using the jump pad to see if they can pull away some numbers from that equation, intentionally or unintentionally help the Indian squad of SHUL survive. And the Lions didn't go in for the pressure since Falcons got a couple of numbers off of them as well. Now the Bears still under pressure. This time it's EVOS that finds him. And that's about it. What a turnaround. M1917 gets the knock. Can he get the confirmation? No, he gets the double. Can he get a triple? Locked down the thrill of battle. The glue wall. And he gets the elimination. The best, you monster.
Absolutely insane play there. Hunted down by the entirety of EVOS and comes out with 2-0 head-to-head so far. And the entire game, he has been alone. He has been isolated. And finally Ray takes him out. But it did come at a cost for EVOS. They are forced to soft reset.
Good anticipation for Ray there off of the BSK. Silejet in the vehicle. A disadvantage up against Strap, who has the Woodpecker. Katie got, and now they are all spread out on the battlefield. Twisted Minds right above on the revive. Don't tell me he's going to drop right in here. That might be the distraction that Team Apex Gaming is going to need. SHUL on the other hand, up against Falcons. In this compound, Falcons have got the high ground advantage. Limit, Riptide Rhythm sent out already, so he's on cooldown for the active skill. Jack's going to be spotted out from afar. Pina quickly repositions towards the lower ground. They pulled out the painted refuge off of that Steppy earlier on, but no nades were sent from the side of Falcons. That could be the active wasted. It's a 2v2. Time turner used a little prematurely.
Nice.
Pina gets caught out though. That's a big play, and Buddy with the Trogon goes in for the doozy. And the follow-up will put Falcons out of the equation. SHUL Esports still alive.
Perfect stuff from Tro with the Car 98. And the cluster to set it up as well, completely scattering the front line of Falcons right into the crosshair of Tro. And TAG on the other hand, you wanted the Indian team to step up, AJ. I think they're granting your wish as they were chasing down isolated members as well. And this could put them in a good spot and give them more games in this finals. With Falcons removed, now it is Twisted Minds and Fluxo's chance to get ahead.
Bharat Mata Ki Jai. That's the way, baby. But of course, it's not enough. They're still towards the bottom of the leaderboard. If they can climb up consistently, maybe get into the final circle, they stand a good chance. Man, the Bears is just having an unlucky run here in this Bermuda lobby. Tagged up again. Can he pull off a superstar play? This time it's Katie God with the M1917. The double revolvers up against the Bass, who does have the SMG in hand. The Bison, deadly. Kenny God needs a sharp shot here. The Bass quickly finding the recovery off of the Superman and the backup from afar. Unfortunate. Exposi brought right back in here. Twisted Minds continuously on the revives now. Shoto needs to turn tails and get the heck out of there, because you've got two players on the side of Twisted Minds with a high ground advantage, and Diamond has the VSK. That's it. He tries to get away. Diamond, are you going to miss all of those shots? Shoto,
one more.
Some luck is keeping him alive, but finally taken down. Took too long for Diamond, but finally sorted that out.
Longer than they needed. Exposi, he is running all the way from peak to join his teammates. Vovin is still up, but this vending machine is so far away. And Mill, I think that's where he's heading. We saw that Dinoculus being used earlier on, but it also could be from AJL to make sure that there's no team coming in from the eastern side.
Yeah.
SAUL have been duking it off with BRU for quite some time. Let's see if Bunny can come out on top. The blue wall all go down at the same time. Is Bunny against the captain and Jonah Besson.
Man, I mean, Jonah's a monster always, but in that situation, he was definitely outnumbered. The rest of the players from the side of Buriram is having the crosshairs on him from afar. Moshi spotting out Jack as well, but Jack, with the Valiant Dash, will be able to put a little bit of a distance between himself as well as the super sniper of Buriram. But the rest of the SHUL players are not out of the woods just yet. Spotted out by Buriram, Jonah, as well as Get High XL out in the open. Troll has got the Car 98 and the VSK.
Oh no.
The quick scopes will get him absolutely nothing. Perfect defense off of Buriram. On the opposite end, we've got Loud bumping into EVOS.
Yeah, he doesn't see Jonah with a stealth
Lion?
so that could be dangerous. EVOS here. Is it another three-way fight? If it is,
could even be a four-way Husky.
RRQ joins it. You call it.
There you go.
With the snipe onto BZP. ABAX is going to try and capitalize on this, but he's going to be pinned down in this warehouse as well. If Lion pushes this, it is going to be bad news for EVOS.
Yeah, good recovery for Loud here. Just quickly going on to the drone, making sure RRQ does not get those easy shots. And assisted by EVOS from down the bottom as well, who lay out all of those glue wall melters. They call out the Painted Refuge from Steffi, protecting them from any nades that will be tossed up onto the roof. So that's a brilliant defense here by Loud. That ice grenade's not going to do anything to them. Dragon Freeze will not scratch them at all. But the Painted Refuge used up already. They all get tagged up by the Moko. EVOS knows exactly where they are, all thanks to the lightning zone as well. And Loud has got nowhere to go.
Yeah, they're actually trapped on this roof. But the good news is that it is right in the center of the circle, so they still have some time to plan their escape route if needed, or at least just hold here and wait for the other teams to take themselves out.
One more.
ABAX under pressure, trap, clear vision of him. BRU crippled, unfortunately, as they actually lost the fight against SAUL off screen. So Moshi will have to backtrack from where he came from.
The two Indian teams are still alive, so I'm a happy man. Buriram on the other hand. Rough round here. Moshi. Uh-oh. Could just see the end here, Nameless. I don't know if he knows.
Cypher should check this.
Flanking around. Cypher.
Get him.
Spots him. Moshi is not going to survive this one. Buriram taken out. Their banner burned out of the skies. Fantastic start. Just no great follow-up from your three-time world champs.
0 placement points again, AJ. Another early exit. Twisted Mind challenging TAG and Exposi. I mean, so far the pass has been hot and he's continued to be hard. Rushes into the field. They lose 2, but same as TAG, can move it, pull this back. They've already lost their star Shoto. So it all comes down to Wuvin and Sahujat to make some magic happen. Gonna try to go into the other side of the building, out the window. Wuvin needs some distance to reconvene with his teammates.
Oh man, the guy had no glue walls. He almost got shot in the back. But thanks to his lucky stars, I'm very sure they're aligned for the team perfectly right now.
Looks so.
But luck is about to run out for TAG. They do not have the resources needed to survive this final circle, and they don't have the number of players on their side as well. Will luck be on their side? A Riptide Rhythm from another squad, giving the opener here. SHUL losing lives one after the other as well on the opposite end. And the four-way fight still has Loud alive and kicking up on top.
They are holding on so well. So much medkits and glue wall to work with. They've weathered the storm for now, so RQ is going to be their next problem, but at least they have the warehouse to drop into if needed.
Wow.
Fluxto did bail TAG out from the jaws of Twisted Minds for a while, but now TAG will have to somehow get out of this with minimal resource.
SHUL, although they survived long enough into the 12th minute mark, Placement points wise, they don't really get anything much off of this lobby at all. Team Apex Gaming with 2 final survivors, a double quad on the outside. Twisted Minds hopping on in. And they find a quick recovery before perhaps taking the fight up against Team Apex Gaming. They just need to knock on that door slightly and they'll be able to get 2 free points, unless of course Wolvin and Sileljudge show us some miracle, because they have no glue walls to play around with. They'll just have to take a straightforward gunfight.
Yeah, Lion just wiped out 3 out of the 4 Fluxo members too, as they were going on the cross. The high ground advantage was too good for Lion to pass up, and now Tahija is going to get absolutely ran through by the bars. They should spell the end of TAG and out into the blue. Woven actually finds that revive on the KD God to extend their lifeline, and he's on the MT7. Woven though loses the fight, but MT7 did eventually perish to the blue.
Yeah, Woven did manage to collect that elimination off of him. Brilliant play, but of course Team Apex Gaming, that's going to be their consolation prize. They survived definitely much longer, but elimination points wise, that's exactly where we see the big improvement coming through from the squad. But they need way more than that to climb a leaderboard in a massive lobby like this. Not their fault at all. On the survival stage, you didn't have these big boys, you didn't have these monsters prowling around. It's a tough lobby to say the least. Lions now rotating away from Twisted Minds. Fluxo versus RRQ, the big fight. Dude still alive and kicking, but lost. Doing a number on them, spotting out Rans. Circling around the glue wall. Won't get clapped by the thrill of battle, and the A124 does RRQ in. The sniper of RRQ can't do much in this situation. Tries to run away. Prevented by Rigby. Easy points for MIBR, and that's the 4 that they pick up in this lobby.
Good stuff. MIBR lost needed an intervention. They needed a way back into this finals, and I think they found that opening. Now it's about converting that into more. Lau still holding on strong. The next circle. Let's see if it decides whether Lau gets to stay. Nope, out into the open we go. AJL, they are primary position to vulture all of these points from afar. And if AJL gets this booyah, they are going to be so close to 90 points.
How long has Loud stayed on this roof? They have played their defense perfectly. Nobody has been able to punish them. Nobody have been able to kick them off. Now the blue zone will finally do the job, removing the Brazilian squad off of that roof. But the question is, how will they make their move in towards the next circle? Now Lightning Zone has been called out. It is not AGAL's bolt maker. Potentially from MIBR, as they are looking to make their way a long journey towards the next zone. Glue wall melters laid out here by AGAL. General's going to be in a lot of trouble, but the shots, the cover from Yago allows him to make the quick rotation round, and MIBR still safe.
The only way to really make this competitive is for Lost to get that booyah somehow. Allow wiping out Twisted Minds members. BZP hanging on by a thread. Now top back up. That's the quad and the 5th for BZP. Nix comes in as well. But Lion shows up and Della leads the charge. Games King also winning out his one against Quaksha. Lion not to be denied.
Yeah, Lion steps on in right after that double nade from the side of Twisted Minds. Beautiful play. And of course, it is Lions that get the biggest slice of this pie through those points. Diamond still clapped by the thrill of battle. He can't use his active skills just yet. Goes in for the Superman right outside the zone. Tanking a lot of damage. Traps down on the ground. BZP needs to go in here for the pickup, and Games King can't find the final player. Diamond going in for the shutdown.
Oh my goodness.
A sliver of health left here for BZP. And Diamond gets the final player, and it is an all-out Thailand final circle that's clapped by AJL for the booyah.
And they have now officially hit that critical mass. They are so close to 90 points. This booyah, I believe, paired with 11 eliminations, puts them one good game away from the 90-point threshold. How sweet would that be? They came up a global finals clash squad victory, but it was something that people brushed aside because it's not Battle Royale, it's not the Holy Grail. But now the Holy Grail right in front of them is just one step away.
Before this match, they were 33 points away. I wonder if or not they've managed to pull off a phenomenal run. I mean, if you look at it from the grand scheme of things, these 3 Thai squads, Team Falcons, Twisted Minds, AGAL, they didn't really go all out in the first game like what Buriram did. But right after that, you see the consistency out of these boys. And Falcons and Twisted Minds already with their booyah earlier, and AGAL just picking one up for themselves as well. So if you look at it from the grand scheme of things, Southeast Asia doing phenomenally well out there.
This has to feel like deja vu for BRU. This was exactly what happened back in Riyadh. in 2025. Get a hot start on Bermuda in game 1, and then absolute silence.
Yeah.
And it has happened 2 rounds in a row. You gotta feel what the players are thinking. I think Wasana is starting to feel the stress as well. Hands on his head in game 3 and really just slumping back on the chair after game 4 ended. But there's one team that deserves Twisted Minds. They missed out last year.
Yeah.
Jump was with poor memory. They didn't even make champions, but AGAL has such a good run so far. But again, we did highlight Twisted Minds earlier on, and now we have them on stage. Let's hear what they have to say.
Welcome back to the main stage. My name is Barney Banks and I've got Exposy here from Twisted Minds, playing absolutely out of their skin at this point. Exposy, I want to just quickly ask you, if we look back to groups, you guys would play relatively slowly and you would gain momentum throughout the day, and then obviously you'd end on a high, obviously winning your group. However, today you've come out really aggressive. Was that always the plan?
ก็คำถามแรกนะฮะถ้าเกิดมองย้อนไปตอนกรุ๊ปสเตจเนี่ยฮะตอนนั้นเราเล่นกันแบบว่าค่อยๆไปเรื่อยๆแบบว่าไต่ขึ้นไปเรื่อยๆแบบเงียบๆจนสุดท้ายแล้วเนี่ยเราจบที่1ของกรุ๊ปสเตจเลยนะฮะแต่ว่าพอมารอบแกรนด์ไฟนอลเนี่ยฮะพวกเราฟอร์มของพวกเราออกไปทางร้อนแรงแล้วก็เอ็กซ์เซสซีฟค่อนข้างมากเลยเป็นยังไงบ้างฮะตอนนี้
ก็ดีครับทีมได้ปั่นจักรยานไปหอไอเฟลครับก็เลยเล่นดีครับ
Yeah, actually like the reason behind like our aggressive style is like because we got a chance to like ride a bicycle to the Eiffel Tower, so we have a lot of energy to play today.
Because you rode a bicycle to the Eiffel Tower. That's pretty cool. Let's talk about the current situation that you're in right now on the leaderboard, okay? You're from one of the strongest regions coming into this, alongside the likes of Falcons, AGAL, yourselves as well, and of course Buriram United Esports. How does it feel right now to be sitting, towards the top of the leaderboard, almost leading the charge?
ก็ถ้าเกิดมองไปที่ลีดเดอร์บอร์ดตอนนี้นะฮะเทียบกับสกอร์ของทีมที่มาจากรีเจียนเรานะฮะไม่ว่าจะเป็นว่าฟาลคอนนะฮะบุรีรัมย์หรือไม่ก็ทีมอื่น Twisted Mind หรือว่าอื่นๆก็ตามนะฮะคะแนนของเราตอนนี้เนี่ยค่อนข้างโดดออกไปทีเดียวแล้วก็ตอนค่อนข้างสูงแล้วก็เกือบถึง90แล้วนะฮะรู้สึกไงบ้างครับ
ก็รู้สึกดีแล้วครับทีมเล่นดีก็ฝากคนไทยเชียร์เยอะนะครับ
Yeah, I'm very happy and very satisfied for the result of our performance, and hopefully like all the Thai fans and everyone around the world keep supporting them to the end.
Well, finally, before I let you go, I just want to ask you what it would mean to you and your teammates and of course your community watching to lift this incredible trophy that you see before you.
คำถามสุดท้ายนะฮะก็รู้สึกไงบ้างฮะแล้วก็คิดว่าแฟนๆจะรู้สึกไงบ้างในนาทีที่เราได้ยกถ้วยรางวัลนี้ขึ้นมาฮะ
ก็ดีใจครับซ้อมมาเหนื่อยก็ถ้าทำได้ก็ดีครับ
Yeah, very happy because we're going so hard for this year, like we're giving everything we got, and hopefully we can finally lift the trophy.
Okay, well, yeah, it shows. You guys are trying extremely hard. It shows. Congratulations on where you're on the leaderboard. If you guys lift that trophy, I'll ride a bicycle with you guys to the Eiffel Tower. And so with that being said, we're going to head back over to the studio before we come back with some more free fire action, baby.